the North London derby, the battle of the bottlers, but Arsenal has come out on top. Now with a 5-point lead at the top of the table, Rohit is a very happy Gunner
Very happy
compared to
Guna
last
tonight.
week.
Compared to definitely the midweek, but I'm very happy Guna.
2 for Gyokeres and 2 for Eze. Boy, does that Eze love a North London derby. Me and Rohit are going to dissect this North London derby as Arsenal put more woes on Tottenham, who are now in danger of being relegated. Welcome to Two Halves and Two Innings Football. I am joined by Rohit, who is a very exceptionally happy North London Gooner. What is that song now? Is it North London Forever? Yeah.
You remember, Ajay, you said, will I sing North London forever? Now I'm saying North London forever. We all North London. It's the red. North London is red tonight. North London is red
London is red. Yes, exactly. The Spurs stadium could not put the intimidation into the Arsenal's fear. I mean, the Arsenal mental strength was there to see 4-1. Eze, 2 goals. Boy, does that guy love a North London derby. He scored a hat-trick in the previous fixture, and now he's back 2.
5 goals, even 2 games. Wow.
Fantastic. And also Gyokeres with 2 goals. An emphatic 4-1 win against Tottenham, pushing them down even further into the relegation scrap. I mean, if West Ham won their game, then it would have been a very spicy,
very spicy there, isn't it?
Spicy bottom 4 there. Yeah. But Rohit, I mean, the game, it was 1-0 to Arsenal. Then all of a sudden it was 1-1. Rice made a mistake, and then did you feel in your mind, gosh, what's going to happen here?
You know what? I felt that. I was thinking, oh no, man, is this the pressure? Is this the pressure? But boy, what a performance by Gunners, right, in the second half. Amazing. So this is why, I don't call it, when people say you are bottlers. No, you need the mental strength, like you mentioned, Ajay, to come to your biggest rival. It's the biggest derby in North London, like London, and then come here and win 4-0, 4-1. I wish it was 4-0, but 4-1. It shows that team has that mental strength. Team has that mental capacity to go and win. Sometimes, not every game sometimes turns out that way, but at least team has that mental strength.
Oh yeah, I mean, watching the game for I didn't catch the last minutes of it, but I mean, it seemed like Igor Tudor and the Tottenham players were playing like Tudors. They were nice and fancy, or they were a little bit pedestrian. But I think Arteta must have turned these Arsenal players into straight up Vikings to show what this Tudor means to be in the Premier League. I mean, it just looked a bit lackluster from Tottenham. They didn't really pose much. I mean, obviously they capitalised on the mistake from Declan Rice, who obviously Koulibaly then put it into 1-1. But the likes of Conor Gallagher, Xavi Simons, I mean, there just wasn't really much more presence from them. I mean, I don't think Raya had too many saves to make. Obviously, a couple of crosses, which I think he took really well, actually. So he must have learned from the problems from the Wolves game.
They had that one shot on target in the first half. This is where they scored from. They only had one shot on target. We had like 5 or 6 shots and three on target. So it shows like Tottenham weren't in it tonight. I mean, obviously they are missing their players. A lot of their players are injured anyway. It actually, if you see on the paper, they didn't have their first team players, but still. I was hoping, I was like worried because the new manager bounce we were talking about, plus they had 12 days rest as well. So they will be fresher. They will be up for it after the manager change. But I mean, they did look like a team struggling in relegation zone. They look like horrible. That team. They looked horrible.
I mean, to be fair, Arsenal's passing as well. There were a couple of passes that went into Tottenham defenders and stuff. So there was a little bit of rash play, I think, from Arsenal as well. But they just seemed to want to get a goal. They just looked very hungry for it. And this is what we said on the previous podcast when we were talking about the Wolves game. It's just Arsenal looked very pedestrian too. They didn't look like they wanted to kill the game off. I mean, they were 1-0 up and then 2-0, but then they let 2 goals in. And when it was 1-1 today, I thought, okay, maybe Tottenham might have a sniffy. Tottenham might have a chance. But you know what? Arsenal really showed a lot of dominance, a lot of play, and Gyokeres linked up well. Eze, I think does that settle it now? I think he's got to be in that 10 position.
He has to start. I think this is where tonight, I think we played for Gyokeres' strengths. That's why he scored 2 goals. I saw even the last minute as well when Raya gave he did like long ball to Gyokeres. It actually landed Gyokeres and he controlled it. So this is what I'm saying. So tonight, I think we did play for Gyokeres. And then that showed like 2 goals in North London derby and away as well. It's not even at home, it's away. So I think it's a big statement. Big statement.
No, exactly. And now, what message does that send to Man City now? I mean, I think there were a lot of people saying that, you know, if Arsenal was going to slip up this game and then go to Chelsea.
That was the game,
The Man City Newcastle game as well. I mean, going on that, you know, I think, Rohit, you were mentioning maybe about how the referees maybe playing to City players and then Bernardo Silva had a shove.
Exactly. Bernardo Silva, that guy creates so many fouls, you know, he concedes so many fouls, tactical fouls. Or people call it clever. But then again, there must be something there, guys. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He just shoved on Dan Burn. Not even his second yellow.
No yellow card or nothing at all.
No yellow card. And so many times they hoofed the ball away. They did not let Newcastle quickly take the free kick, and no yellow card either. At the same place, same ground, last year, Trossard was shown a yellow card. And this is what I don't get it. What's happening? I mean, Twitter was full of it. Not from Gunners, not from Arsenal fan. It was all about Newcastle fans yesterday. Last night, all the Newcastle fans were saying, what the hell is happening? What the hell is happening? And that shows, right? I mean, look at the offsides. The ref was raising the flag for offside, and it was tiny. It was close. It wasn't even an offside, some of them. I mean, come on, guys, what's happening? I want to ask the audience here.
Agenda
what are they thinking?
Arsenal, maybe
I mean,
the
it's not
referees
even
are a bit
agenda
too,
Arsenal last night. It was all about Newcastle. They were saying it, and Gunners were saying, "See, that's what we were telling you." You know,
well, I guess it's Arsenal versus Man City, but then also the Premier League, the PGMOL, and the referees, isn't it?
They have to explain that. Why he wasn't given a second yellow.
Bernardo Silva does tend to get away with a few things, and even that goal where you know he interfered against against the goalkeeper. Remember, we were talking about that.
Exactly. So. And he did a bad tackle on Bruno as well in the Manchester derby. That wasn't given a yellow card either. And plus, yesterday Dan Burn scored a goal. It was deemed offside, but he was pushed into offside position. And as per law, I think what the rule says, I read it on Twitter. So guys, please confirm, please let us know if we are correct, that if somebody pushes you, then you are not deemed offside. But this is what I'm saying. That goal should have stood. Could have been 2-2. It could have been like advantage again Arsenal. So this is what I'm saying, guys. I have no idea. I feel for those Liverpool fans who lost the league by 1 point or 2 points when there was a proper handball on Rodri and nothing was given.
There was a bit of VAR controversy and a bit of an intense moments in the Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest game today. I don't know if you saw, but
I didn't see
it. Was a VAR handball against Alexis McAllister for when it was rebounded off of him, and it kind of hit the back of his elbow, but it could have been his back as well, and it was a funny way that he scored, but then it got chalked off on the 95th of fourth minute.
And then he scored again, 97.
And then he scored again.
Oh my god!
and that was from a possible offside on Virgil van Dijk. They didn't even put the lines, or they didn't even show anything. It was a semi-automated VAR, and honestly, it was probably like an inch of his forehead was inch of his toe that was playing Virgil onside. And I thought, oh my god, that is
what a football game! What a football day today, isn't it?
My god! McAllister gets his first Premier League goal. I was a bit upset about that. I was like,
I was upset.
Nottingham Forest could have held on, but that would have made a perfect Sunday. I mean, we've had some heartbreak in the cricket against South Africa for India's men's cricket team, but you know what? At least the football has cheered you up, hasn't it, Rohit?
I remember your message. Say Rohit, you might have a bad day today. India lost and it might be Arsenal. I was hoping, no man, I can't take 2 losses in a day.
I know that just ruins a Sunday. Honestly, I hate how sport can really mess up your weekend. You could have a fantastic weekend. You could have won the lottery, but then if your team loses, it just hurts. It just stings.
It does hurt. It's
like a thin knife that just goes into the heart.
It does. But I'm happy, Ajay. I'm happy from Wednesday actually. So Wednesday I was very down, very down with the draw against Wolves and I was looking for the reaction, and what a reaction the boys gave me. And gave the whole fans as well, like to say, guys, trust us. This is what I'm saying. I think we need to trust the boys. They are doing. I mean, it's only 10 games left now, I believe, isn't it? 11 games left now. I think, isn't it? So yeah, so 11 games.
I think
Arsenal have 10
you played
games.
28.
Arsenal have we played 28. So we have 10 games left. We need to give all in we need to support the boys. It's still in our hands, and City are not the same City which people were talking about. I know, but like last night's game, sure, Newcastle could have sneaked it if the refs were good. To be honest, last night,
if they were doing their jobs,
if they were doing their jobs properly. But Arsenal today, I mean, what a fantastic win! It's a statement win, I should say. Again,
four
we have
goals.
Exactly. It's not even 1-0. It's not even 1-0.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But Tottenham's home record has been, as we've discussed, absolutely shocking and shambolic.
Shocking.
But their away form has kind of been better. But again, I just don't think this Tottenham team look. I mean, on paper, again, I mean, the likes of like Xavi Simons and with the likes of like Matthias Tell and with Dominic Solanke, you should think that they should put up a little bit more of an effort. I mean, they've got a good back four, but I think obviously they were missing Romero a lot in this game.
Romero,
so just like a leadership or a commanding presence in the box for set pieces. Yeah, but I mean, it was a rollover at the end of the day. I mean, for Arsenal, it was easy for them, and I think the real test will be Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea dropped points to Leeds.
Yeah.
Again, from a commanding position, but I mean 1-0. I mean, you can call that commanding, but they conceded a goal in a 90-odd minute or something to a set piece.
Yeah, Fofana
got red carded and disciplinary issues again.
Another red card. But no one is talking about it. See, if it was Arsenal last year, Arsenal, so many red cards, Arsenal. But Chelsea, no one is even talking about. This is what I'm saying.
Chelsea are boring anyway. Because nobody can hardly say half the players. They don't even know who they are. They're signing like 50 players every transfer window, so we don't know who's playing.
I don't really know anyway.
We gave them Garnacho, who's been an absolute flop this season. So this has been fantastic. But yeah, it's always Arsenal though, isn't it? But then it's always Man United again. So,
exactly.
We're used to it. It's
the two biggest names. And Liverpool.
And if they're not talking about Man United, I mean, because we only play once a week, then unfortunately the broadcasters and the pundits have to go for Arsenal, the only other team in red, and Liverpool, of course. But
Liverpool are the media darlings, though. Liverpool are the media darlings.
Yeah, no, it's true. Because Jamie Carragher loves them, and obviously like Jamie Redknapp and everyone, and Graham Souness. I was going to say his name, but Souness, Graham Souness. But yeah, so I mean, Rohit, fantastic result. I mean, 4-1.
We need to just carry on.
Gyokeres, 2 goals. Eze, 2 goals as well. Needed it.
Yeah.
But the Chelsea game, that's going to be that's a big one, and that's at home too. So that's going to be advantage Arsenal already.
Hope so.
And looking at Chelsea's form, I actually want you to beat Chelsea so we can secure our top 4 position even more.
But Ajay, if you see the past 9 matches, Arsenal and Man City have the same record.
They probably do, yeah. I mean,
they have the same record. They only won 3 games in the last 7. 3 out of 7 or 8, something like this.
Yeah. Now you're on 4 wins now.
Yeah. So
in the last 8 or 9.
If you see, both teams are playing similar. So that shows that league is tough. I mean, Declan gave an interview to Sky Sports yesterday. I don't know if he watched it or not. He was saying, I know people outside are saying it's not as tough league as it was used to be. But he said, trust me, as players, we feel it every week. Every team has some great players and they can win the games. Even you can see the Wolves game, even though they were 2-0 down, look how they came back. It's not even one game is easy. So you have to play 100% better every bloody game to win the games. So
I think one comment I would probably make is that the league is just not as traditional as it was back in the 2000s or even early 2010s.
It was only 2 teams at the top, right?
Yeah, it was
Arsenal,
maybe 2 or 3. The traditional
Chelsea,
4, the traditional
Yeah.
But then what it used to be is that you used to have players who would create that moment of brilliance. Like you would look at like the likes of like Hazard, Ronaldo,
Henry,
even Mohamed Salah,
Salah,
previously when he's in that Liverpool season, there were moments of brilliance. But nowadays, I mean, like obviously what Declan Rice might be alluding to is that systems and players generally and physically have probably improved a lot more. Like your basic Premier League player now is a lot fitter, a lot more mentally strong, a lot more kind of into fitness and because of the sports science around the Premier League and how much money is invested in these clubs, that is harder to break teams down. Whereas if you were to play like Hull or Derby or Middlesbrough back in like the 2000s, that they wouldn't have the best medical team, the best best fitness
facilities, center, the best players. They probably only had one good player, but nowadays look at Brentford, they drew 1-0 with us, how good they played, and then they lost to Brighton at home. So that
exactly.
shows
Yeah, that shows how different it can be.
Brighton not been any good any form anyway, so they played better. And see,
But
this
there's the thing,
one's-
that's it.
and-
But there's no kind of consistency in some
No
forms of
consistency,
most
yeah.
Premier League teams. I mean, Man United and Chelsea technically have had the best record in the last 6 games, or 5 games. I think it's been 4 wins and a draw, and now Arsenal have obviously you've won this game. So it's a case of like, yeah, even City's not had a good form, you know, the last 5 games. If we talk about Premier League games, so it just shows, you know, that some teams are managing well in the Premier League. Other teams, because like yourself, that are battling on all 4 fronts. You've got a Carabao Cup final. You're still in the FA Cup and Champions League, and then look how easy the English teams are kind of going into the Champions League. You know and even like Conference and Europa League. So the kind of level of the Premier League is, I'd say,
really high, really high. And guess what Man City tweeted yesterday?
What did it say?
5 wins in a row, time for trim. No, they tweeted 5 wins in a row. Time for a trim.
Well, that's
I don't know why they tweeted that, because they didn't win 5 in a row.
Well, not 5 Premier League games in a row, I don't think.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, this is, you know, Rohit, you know, you've got the North London derby. That's it now. That's one headache out of the way.
Yeah, out of the way. Next, Chelsea. It's good that we're playing Chelsea now as well, so that's out of the way as well. And then we're playing Brighton. I think that's a away game. That's a tough game, I think. Then we're playing Everton, or maybe playing Everton first. No, I think Brighton first and then Everton. I mean, let's see, guys. One game at one time. We need to. This win should give team, should give the players, should give the coaching staff a bit more confidence. Now, so let's go.
That's it.
1 win at one time. Let's win it. Come on, you Gunners.
That's a massive let off for Arsenal. Let's just say Tottenham were just not on their head here. But yeah, the first game for their new manager. It wasn't a kind of a nice welcoming to the Tottenham Spurs stadium for Igor Tudor, as Arsenal did run riot. The Gunners unleashing all the fire, all the cannons at Tottenham today. But you know what, Rohit? You must be excited. You must be very happy. And guys, if you want to comment, and please leave some comments if you're an Arsenal fan or if you're a Tottenham fan. I mean, how is life? I mean, look how the teams are. I mean, Tottenham at one stage were competing for the Premier League and doing well in Europe, and now they're almost facing relegation. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Yeah, like a big team like Spurs
Arsenal in the league, Spurs get relegated. Whoa, what a season that will be. Oh my God.
I think there will be some mass exoduses of people in near White Hart Lane and North London. There's going to be people moving country. But yeah, I mean, let's just see what happens. Football is a crazy sport, as we've seen from a couple of fixtures this weekend. Anything can happen. Anybody can beat anybody. But Arsenal's still at the top, comfortable. Guys, please do subscribe to our channel if you are liking our content. And we're going to be back with the next one, even a bigger game when it's Arsenal v Chelsea, and also Everton and United Monday night football. Big game. We have missed Carrick Ball. That's why Amit's not on these podcasts anymore now this week, because he's like, I don't want to talk about anything else except for Michael Carrick and Ineos. And big up Sir Jim. That's what he wants to say. But yeah, we will catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much and take care.